am your host for this another rousing episode of the Do Nothing Project. My name is Jeff. Um, I am okay. You can hear me loud and clear. I'm at, I had to borrow my friend's ear. Sean. Okay. These are not my ear pods. I'm actually in Vancouver. We had a really fun weekend here with my. We live outside of Vancouver right now, Bowen Island. And so we never really get into the city where it's sort of like super nature style. And but this weekend we have a friend in the city and they have these two spots for the kids. So it was great. We stayed here last night, went took the kids to Science World today, and they went ballistic on all the immersive rides. And anyway, we didn't get back to the ferry in time, so my friend's nice enough to loan me this spot. So getting it live. Can you still hear now? Okay. I think so. People say they can hear. Okay. Anyway, very happy to be here. Usual technical challenges at the beginning of every Do Nothing project. Um, if you've never been before, this is our weekly community hangout. We do a monthly home base hangout where more on the kind of practice tip, giving feedback on practice and hearing a little bit about what that looks like. And then these Sunday evenings, or if you're listening to it later in the week or in a different time zone, they're really about just keeping the steady signal of the practice going. Slightly longer, 25-minute weekly practice. What are the kind of core principles? Why do we do this again? These are the people that allow me to keep doing this. Thank you. I don't know why. That kind of vibe. I like calling it the Do Nothing Project because I really think effortlessness is at the heart. I'm not alone in this. The heart of what meditation, the medicine of meditation. There are all kinds of meditation techniques that are about deliberately getting concentrated or deliberately cultivating specific states or deliberately cultivating better visualization capacity, and they're building amazing skills. Um, but really, if you could say that the goal of meditation is over the long term, I mean, again, it depends on what you're after, but really it's to find a way to be able to be in the world underneath the continual convictions of thinking. So thinking is still happening, feelings are still happening, but we're less driven by their specific agendas. Um, so it's very much about kind of beginning to quiet it. So some traditions then focus really on quieting the thinking as a way to do that. But for others, it's more like recognizing the thoughts as not a problem at all. Just, in fact, recognizing them as part of this much larger unfolding of nature. Um, and recognizing that, and then resting back. So kind of being effortless in your attitude and resting back in this sort of like in the kind of knowing awareness that you're much larger than just the small pieces that are passing through your cognition. So a little bit of framing there. We've recently made this shift to Substack Live, and it seems to be great. It's just we're getting just as we get more folks probably from here than we used to in YouTube, and I think a lot of people watch it later. So I'm glad. I hope this can be a support if you're newer to the practice. Just see how this goes. And on the home base website itself, there's tons. There's almost 60 now of like 10-minute shorter meditations between 10 and 20 minutes for 8 and 20 minutes for different kinds of situations. And I'm actually just designing a whole little emergency package for the new year for the next post that's going to be like 4 little mini meditations for a break in case of emergency type thing. So anyway, great to have you. So it's 25 minutes. Is going to start. I didn't bring my bell. I'll just do the theme of effortlessness. I'll kind of I'll kind of try to unpack a little bit of what that's like experientially, and you can kind of find your own way into it. So, mm, very happy you're here. I love seeing everybody say hello. I keep having this intention to, and I will do again next time. I think I'll try to come start a little bit early and have like a little sign so people can have a chance to say hello to each other in comments before I come in. But today was a bit of a scramble. I know it's such a learning, right, Deborah? Me too. I'm like 2.5 years into Substack, and I'm still like, how do I avoid sending out all these emails? Like, I'm trying to just do it so there's not a zillion notifications and emails, and it just takes time to figure it all out. And unfortunately, I can't even control it all. You guys have to really look at the notifications on your end. One thing for sure is that the Substack lives seem to be a more community experience on a laptop. So just keep that in mind. You can really see the comments more clearly. But I switched to my phone because it's got a better picture and audio too. All right, friends. So let's do our little 25-minute meditation. Happy to be here with you. So I hope the sound is working all right. I can only hear one side. All right. So as always with the Do Nothing Project, if you have your own way uh, to kind of organize yourself, then of course that makes sense. So however you want to be, whether you're seated or standing or in a proper meditation posture or lying down, what matters is you're comfortable and alert. Stillness is really valuable in the sense that the more still you are, the more clear over time the signal. Now, that doesn't mean you can't move. You can do gentle movements. You know, you can make it a moving meditation. You can stretch or be doing slow chores or um, do yoga. But the key is really to move the speed of awareness so that you're not overriding the signal of what is happening moment to moment with your kind of like agenda to get X or Y or Z done. So in movement, I think of that as being kind of like in the center of the movement. So you're going slow enough that at any moment you could reverse the movement just as easily. You're not being overridden with momentum. And then you just track body sensation or whatever you like. But if you're still, then, you know, the ultimate effortless do nothing is to just sit and be. The challenge with that is there can be a lot of busyness in the brain and momentum. So you can help with that by just out of all the material happening, you just choose one simple thing to hang out with, not in an effortful way, just getting curious about the soft sensation of the breath, maybe, or hair on the skin, or some steady sound. Or you can go quite broad with your attention and just notice the whole sense of the body sitting. Like, okay, yeah, it's this big field. I like to hang out in this wider field. You just choose something, let it be imperfect. And you get curious. Can I stay right here on the cutting edge of the present moment? What does it feel like to do that without straining? And I'll come back in a bit. All right. So if you're just joining us, we're not doing anything. That is to say, we're meditating. So you might have your eyes open or closed. You might be laying down or sitting, but the idea is just to be kind of delicately present with what's happening, not feeding the thinking so much. If you get distracted by that, you notice, you really patiently come back to some unfolding sensation in the present, the breath, the sound, the body sensation. The practice is this kind of whatever the mind might say about how interesting that is. The idea is to get underneath that and to decide to find something sort of satisfying about the simplicity of the activity, and which really asks, the thing you're paying attention to isn't asking for anything. It's there on its own terms, and you kind of respectfully feel or listen or just be with the thing in a spirit of humility. Like, what is this thing that's showing itself to me? And anytime there's an objection, no, that's the mind. Oh yeah, that's there. I come back to just being okay with existing. And includes being okay with the perfection of the situation, background sounds, uncomfortable feelings, distractions. It is what it is. This theme of effortlessness, kind of interesting to inquire into how that can be true in your experience or what's kind of getting in the way of that. Sometimes it's a sense of strain, like really trying to do the meditation right, brows furrowed, kind of really stay on something with a lot of effort. What would it be like to kind of back off from that? Just let the sound and sensation come to you. There can also be a sense of trying to ward off thinking. What if instead you're much more permissive? Like there's this naturalness of getting distracted, kind of vaguely thinking about something else, a problem somewhere, and then you notice, you come back. You can kind of let that rhythm be part of the movement. So a lot of the effortlessness is in a kind of attitude of easygoing permissiveness. The signals are changing, the energies are moving, and you're just kind of riding it. And you don't need to control anything or manage everything. What do you need? What little correction can you make in your experience so that it becomes even more effortless? Maybe it's in the breath, which is kind of intense or speedy somehow, that you can soften that, or in the way you're sitting. I'm just appreciating this opportunity to take a break. Sometimes there's sort of this part of us waiting for something to happen. So what if how it's going is exactly how it's supposed to be going? Just dropping into this as being the thing you're with. Yeah, it can be nice the last few minutes to finish with some sort of appreciation practice or gratitude practice or whatever it looks like for you. Sometimes as a kind of riddle, I like to just um, say thank you at the end, and I try to say thank you with my body. Like, what does it feel like for my body to give thanks and my body to receive the thing that it's thanking? It's kind of something like a riddle. You can kind of feel into that, or you just say thank you, or whatever. Feel appreciation for the community that showed up here. It's kind of interesting to drop down into the body when the body is suddenly like settled or comfortable, or does that feel like when someone does some kindness or puts us at ease, the settling that can happen, that kind of dropping down, like your guard is coming down. Can you evoke that in your body or notice that maybe through the act of offering some kind of thanks or appreciation? And that can have a similar settling effect. It's interesting. Of course, any other possible thing can happen too. You don't even have to know what you're thanking or who you're thanking. Okay, gratitude for ourselves, hey, own sake. It's tomorrow, minute or so. Good end of the year practice. What do you feel like thanking here? People in your lives, uh, animals in the room, natural world around you, and opportunities, mentors, neighbors, life, hardship, connections. Could have been any way, but it turned out to be this way. Here we all are together. Thank you, friends. 2025. See you later. Thank you for your practice. Good to meditate with you. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time for yourself, but also being here for everyone else because it does something when there's more people in it together, kind of synchronizing in that way. And who knows what 2026 is going to bring, but this should stay pretty steady. This signal, hopefully, a signal of support. I suspect we might need it. Good times, challenging times. Uh, Enjoy your New Year's Eve, wherever you get up to, whether it's dramatic celebration or low key, whatever it is. I'll be back next week. And like I said, I got a thing coming out on Friday that's going to be all about uh, get through the next year. So glad you're all here. Thanks to my team too. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Milan. Good to see all my friends here. I love it. Only thing with this is on my phone, you can't see the comments as well. It's like I don't even know how to make it happen. Whereas you can really see them on the iPad. All right. Love you guys. I gotta get my kids in the car and drive to a ferry. I'll see you next week. Oh, and tomorrow I'm doing if you want to feel like meditating tomorrow night, I'm doing the Consciousness Explorers Club does free Monday night meditations, and I'm leading the one tomorrow night. It's at 7:30 Eastern time, so that's going to happen as well. You get the information on my website. It's free as well. Okay, bye everybody. Happy New Year.